Acoustic Shop channel. I am John, and that is not Jeremy.
I'm not Jeremy at all.
That's not Jeremy. I don't know if you know that or not, but it is actually Jackson. You know what we're doing? We are battling out baritones, berries, if you will. We are going to be picking berries.
I'm down. I picked this one.
Anyway, we're going to tell you all about
It's over. All right. See you later.
We're going to tell you all about these new Guild baritone guitars right after this. Baritone guitars, Guild guitars. This has become a new thing for us here, Jackson. We're berry picking, as it would be.
We're super into these baritone guitars. We've been in a baritone vibe lately.
I sit there and watch the show Barry, and then I get this.
And you get like 10 baritone guitars.
Isn't there a Barry on the street too? What's the one on the street? Is that Barry? No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Before we get into all about the baritone guitars, I do want to invite you, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell. That'll notify you whenever our next video is up there. We would love to have you as part of our group. Also, make sure to like and comment, because that gives us a chance to have a good conversation with you about guitars, banjos, mandolins, whatever you guys want to talk about. We're here to talk about it as well, and that's what will keep us doing more of these videos. The more of that happens, the more we get to keep doing this, and we would love to do that. As of always, there's also a full performance video. As of always, I don't even know if that's real English.
That's real. That's real language.
All right, all right. Anyway, you can check that out where we butchered a Fleetwood Mac song for you on baritone guitars. The link is down below. Complete performance. Check it out. As well as, if you don't want to hear all the talk and all the jumbo about jumbos, it's so funny. You can skip directly to that with the link down below and get to the sound samples of each of these individual guitars so you can hear exactly what they sound like by themselves. Wow, I just spit all of that out there. Did you catch that?
Why don't you breathe a minute, all right? Here, I'll take over.
Tell them all about this, Jackson.
All right, guys. Baritone guitars, they're sweet, all right? That's all I got. That's all I came with, John. That's literally all I came with. This is my favorite part about doing any video with Jackson. All right, guys. Hey, guys. Hey, guys. It's me.
This is Baritones. It's him. It's Jack.
It's
guys.
me.
And there you go.
That's it. That's all I came with. No, I'm stoked. We got in a big batch of baritone guitars, and I have not had a lot of experience with them. But now I have. I've been playing them like crazy. I haven't been able to put them down. It's been so great.
It's a fun little kind of reprieve from the everyday guitar craziness that we all kind of live through. Back in January of 2020, they did a kind of virtual NAMM type of thing. Guild showed me some things online that they were actually, I'm going to say this was 2021. We were doing the summer NAMM, and Guild said, hey, we're about to release these really cool guitars. Check them out. Go. I'm confused. I don't even know when it was, but it was sometime back there. And they were going to do these new Guilds. We got some in. We sold them. And then it took forever to get them back in, and now you got to check them out.
Now I've been playing them like crazy. Right. All of us have. Everyone at the shop's been crazy about them. It's been great.
So baritones is something that I had a request for at the shop every once in a while. Everybody was like, I need a baritone guitar. And I'm like, why?
Why? Because they're sweet and cool?
Well, there you go. That's was the answer they would give me. And then it took us till we actually got some into. I kind of like, I dig that very much.
John is completely 180'd on these baritone guitars, all right?
I'm serious. I do find myself to where I understand where I would use one, and I actually find myself looking. I may be having one of these in my collection.
He's gonna buy this at the end of the video. We're gonna take a camera over there. We're gonna ring him up.
So there you go. Well, Guild came out with two variations of the baritone guitar. They're both based off of the F body shape for them, or the jumbo of Guild. Guild, as you all know, very famous for their jumbo body shapes that came out in the 1960s, I believe, or maybe early 70s. The F body. And these both actually have characteristics of a couple of those infamous guitars. The 240, is that right? 240B?
240, baby.
E has the electronics in it, so that's got the E. But that one is going to be a laminate mahogany sides and back. It will have the very famous Guild bowl or curved shape to it, so it actually is a deeper body than a standard. Now to do that, actually all of the guitars, I know this is going to come to a shock for some of you Guild lovers, all of the guitars that were bowl-shaped or had the extra arch shape to the back, those have always been a laminate guitar. Even in their upper series guitars, a lot of people didn't know this, but in order to build that shape, they actually were steaming in the press that shape into the back and sides, or into just the back actually. So it wasn't carved.
You ply those woods together, steam it into shape, and then you got yourself something like this.
So they actually, that was very common, done also with Gibson guitars and the arch tops, the lesser expensive ones. Another really kind of cool fact I'll give you for some information here too. When Guild later sold the company to Fender, Fender moved a lot of that stuff to California, and they kept the original presses and the original molds that were done for these. These two guitars were not done on those molds, but I'm glad to share that with you.
Just an interesting factoid for you Guild lovers out there.
But they do have those out there in the new Oxnard, California stuff, and they actually did reissue a 12-string guitar that has that bowl shape to it, or it's not bowl, it's a arch back shape to it, and they brought in the original molds and they brought the original presses in to do those. So the USA ones actually do that. They did create new ones for the import line, which is what both of these guitars are.
Yes.
Again, the 240, mahogany back and sides. It is laminate, solid spruce top, and is a straight 6-string baritone, which is really, really cool. For those of you who don't know the tuning on this, and you're gonna have to refresh me on this, Jackson, or you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
It starts with.
So we're gonna go bottom to top. We're gonna go B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. Wild.
So it's like moving everything directly one string backwards, except for that F sharp. Because of the B, it's a, B had that 4 fret.
Guitars are weird.
Guitars
are just
it's not
weird.
all in fifths. Anyway, so we have the F sharp that moves that backwards, and it's really cool flavor when you actually detune that.
Ooh, get that drop A. Pretty sick.
Anyway, I digress. So that's the tuning of those. So that is in a 6-string variation. They also released at the same exact time the Deluxe. Now this one is kind of unique because it's an actual 8-string guitar.
It's got 8 strings on this thing.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know that.
That's crazy. I knew that.
Oh, okay.
He
knew that, and now you know that.
We all know now. If I'm in the know, they're in the know.
It's an 8-string, so same tuning, but what they did was kind of bring in a 12-string type of sound in the center 2 strings.
That's right.
We have octaves to go along with it. So I'm gonna tune this back up. And this kind of gives us kind of a
It's a big sound.
versus that one without just a 6. So it kind of gives us a little bit of that jingle jangle. Yeah. Again, kind of if you're playing this by yourself as a solo with it wanting that big low end, that extra 2 strings actually gives you a lot, especially for strumming. Makes it a little bit weird to navigate when you start doing lead stuff because sometimes you have octave strings, sometimes you don't. It gets a little bit weird to feel. But it is actually a really cool, unique sound for strumming. Along with that, the Deluxe model is going to be a laminate rosewood sides and back with that same arched, or as I called it, bowl back shape to it. Has the white binding on this, a full gloss finish. Bound fretboard versus that one. So just a little bit fancier, thus the Deluxe deal. I am trying to, this one is electrified as well.
Yes.
Has Guild's Fishman Electronics, which has the battery door and the whole thing on this as well.
All
as
right
that
in
one,
here.
And your controls are on the inside. Correct. So I found that both of these options were kind of a cool add-on for what we would normally, think of for a baritone. Again, this is what I think made this line so successful, because we sold out of these immediately. We just got in a huge batch of just baritones in from Guild, and they've been moving.
They're already selling. They're like, we've already sold through quite a few of them. It's kind of incredible.
I think the reason behind
I'm not shocked.
that,
I think I'm excited they're going. But
I'm a little bit surprised, but not really, because the thought process here again is, it is hard to justify a boutique level price tag for a baritone guitar for most of us. I'm not saying that there isn't a value. I know Collings makes a great one. Loudon makes a great baritone. They all have been out there. but for the majority of us who are only going to play it for a few songs, a few little extra things, it's not going to be the main guitar. Hard to justify a $4,000 to $10,000 price tag for something like that.
I mean, if you can do it.
Oh, yeah. That's sweet. Not to say that there's not some major advantages to those guitars, but these have been standing up pretty well on their own,
for sure,
and are extremely affordable.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're just getting into it, I mean, you don't really know where you're going to use something like this until it hits you, you know? And I think that on the entry level, these are fantastic, especially just to introduce you to an extended scale of playing, you know? I think that it gives you quite a bit more to experiment with, and layering guitar parts on top of each other too. I think it just gives you a lot to work with, you know, a broader sound that you can bring to recording or, you know, gigs or whatever, you know. I think it gives you a lot of options.
I'd agree with that. I think session work is where I personally would find this to be the most value, giving me that big.
This one specifically.
You can imagine that with a higher capoed or a an octave away from it, flavor. It just gives you this big spread. So I think that's a cool add-on, something that we should definitely look into, especially us guitar players. You're always looking for a new sound.
You gotta try some new stuff, guys. Broaden your horizons a bit, all right? Come on, open your mind.
Jackson knows that in the electric world, this is the more common thing. This is where pedals and all that come in, is creating a new sound, and you're always searching for that new variation of tone, different. With
more
acoustic,
strings. Just add more strings. In the electric world, you guys don't tell John this, but I'm an electric player, right? I work at the acoustic shop. It's a little ironic.
Player is a little bit of a rough.
Yeah, John doesn't know. All right, John doesn't know what he's talking about. He only does the acoustic stuff. But us electric players, I mean, we're kind of used to having that low B. But I mean, if you're bored with an electric guitar, just add more strings. That's literally all you gotta do. 9 strings, 10 strings. That's nothing for an electric player.
I do think it is a really cool, fun way to kind of go expand, because there hasn't been as much in the acoustic world as far as pushing for new sounds.
Right.
You got an acoustic guitar, you can do a few things, a couple effects. You really, though, stick pretty close to what you do. So having other guitar shapes, other guitar sounds overall is a kind of a good way to kind of give you another balance. And you'll be amazed at what you come up with in your mind, having that extra palette available to you. It actually makes you think differently, play differently, give you a little different character.
And especially just for what we were doing with that song. I mean, just playing songs in a different lower key really kind of makes you think about things differently. I don't know. It's very experimental, and it's a lot of fun to just mess with it and see what happens whenever you play it.
I would agree with that. So, difference between the standard 240E baritone is mahogany back and sides, laminate, solid spruce top. Again, ebony fretboard, the normal stuff. Again, comes with Fishman Electronics.
Big time.
The deluxe goes to a full gloss, rosewood sides and back, still keeps that spruce top. Adds the 2 extra octave strings in the center, giving you a little bit different flavor. Like I said, really going to be beneficial for rhythm strumming, that kind of stuff. A whole nother tone palette. Even if you were looking at that baritone, it gives you something else to kind of go at as well. So what we're going to do now is kind of give you a little tone sample of both of these guitars, so you can figure out which one is right for you or whoever.
Or you, or you, or you.
Somebody
you.
out there. Somebody's going to want it.
You're going to get this. You're probably going to buy this.
And we really appreciate you guys watching that video. It was my favorite one we've made so far. We've done hundreds of videos, and that was the best one.
It was.
And the next one's going to be even better. If you'd like to see that, be sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, the more you comment and interact below, the more the YouTube algorithms pick it up and start pushing it out to other people, like-minded people.
Algorithms?
Algorithms, they're everywhere. They permeate the internet, and YouTube's got one, and it watches our videos, and it sees how much you comment, and then it pushes us to other people like you. And we want everyone to experience the Acoustic Shop world, where we talk about instruments, we do reviews, we got some fun videos coming up. We thank you guys so much for being a part of it, and we'll see you in the next video.